The woods are lovely, dark and deep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Welcome to another poem analysis. We are taking up this poem, Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. The woods are lonely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Hi friends, welcome back to Padhiye with Prachi. Welcome one and all. We are back today with another poem analysis. The name of the poem is Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the poem from my laptop, which is there in front of me, and let's see how it goes. Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it's queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is a mistake. Only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So at first what I felt was that it was an abrupt poem, the first read. When I first read it, I picked up this poem. It was one of recommended in the good poems list on the internet, so I picked it up and I felt it was abrupt. I felt it was like a teaser to a movie instead of the whole movie, right? It was an abrupt poem is what I felt. Before I could even grasp it, comprehend it, receive it, understand it, absorb it, it just ended. That's what I felt at the first read. Then I read it again and I felt that the poet is, then I was drawn to that line of the woods are dark, lovely and deep, and I felt that there is a longing, there's a sense of longing there in the poet as well as the poet is creating through the poem, and we can feel it. He wants to stop there, right? He wants to stop there. It's a sense of, it creates a sense of mystery. Throughout the lines you can see that the poet has just stopped there and he wants to stay there, maybe just to absorb the scenery in front of him and the snow filling up the woods, and just to be in the moment perhaps. But you can also see that the poet is trying to justify in his head, you know, to a pseudo passerby, so to say, because there was no one there, there was no passerby, but he's trying to justify his presence there as to why is he stopping there. He's even I felt, that's what I felt, was that how he says that, you know, even my horse is probably thinking it's queer as to why I'm stopping in the middle of these woods and I have made a mistake of just stopping here. The horse is shaking his bells, harness bells, and as if to remind him that, oh, you know, I guess you've probably made a mistake. Why are you stopping here? It seems to me that the horse is like an inner critic. That's what I was trying to say, that what I felt it was that it was an inner critic, right? Like whenever you're doing anything or so that's why he's like, woods actually are a private property. They belong to someone, and while that person doesn't know that I'm here, and he will not even see me that I'm stopping here, because his house, so this person whose woods these are, that person stays in the village and he would not be able to see it, that he's standing here. And then he goes on to say that my little horse must think it's square. So it seems that he is conscious of the fact that he is standing in the someone else's property, and it's not like he's trespassing, if that's quite clear. But why is he standing there? And he feels that to a normal person or to a passerby it might seem queer, and he's using the horse, like you know that the thing that happens in moments like, you know, whatever you are thinking in your head, everything sort of reflects back to you. If you're feeling low, then everything feels low to you. even the brushing your teeth or whatever, right? So it's like in this moment he's not sure why because he is kind of pondering about it over his head. He wants to stay here, he's being pulled to the woods, but he's like trying to so he's like thinking that even the horse is thinking why he's, because he himself is trying to justify that why am I here, why am I standing in the woods here. So he is trying to see like log kya kahenge in Hindi, as you say, right? What about the others? Made clear also that it's an isolated place. It's an isolated place. It's the darkest time of the year. The wood is filled with snow. There is not even a single sound apart from the sweep of the wind or the harness bells, the bells of the horse. The woods are dark, lovely, and deep. They are trying to beckon the poet in. They are trying to lure him in for him to. That's what the poet. That's how he has described it, right? Robert Frost. He has described it in that way. At this point, it's like the last paragraph of the poem, and he also says that, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before. It sort of shows that reluctantly moving away from this place and going back to his everyday life, to his BAU life, business as usual, right? BAU life, his everyday life. He has promises to keep. Probably he has to look after someone. He has responsibility. Maybe he works somewhere. He has to earn money, he has to probably look after his family, whatever responsibilities that life has and he has in his life, right? So he needs to go back there. Interplay between the human society and the natural world as it is, right? I saw this meme I saw this reel on Instagram where it's saying that it shows a very beautiful beach or the ocean, the mountains, and it says that humans saw this and then invented Microsoft Teams, So it's like, it's an interplay between the natural world, the greenery, the trees, the woods, and the fact that you have to go back to the human society, the world that we have created as humans. So it's an interplay between both of them. And the speaker of the poem is caught between both of them, natural world and the human society. At the same time, the poet actually recognizes that it's not natural society. It's not a natural world as such, because it's someone else's property. He knows it's someone else's property. That person lives in the village, and he could appear to be a trespasser the way he's just in the woods standing there looking at it. So there's a social obligation as well, that he shouldn't trespass on someone else's property. So he is enjoying the natural landscape, but he's also aware that what he is doing could be considered trespassing on someone else's property. So miles to go before I sleep, as I said, it sort of presents a longing or even the dauntingness of this. Like, the poet doesn't want to do it. He's like, I have promises to keep, I have to go back, and he moves away also, probably, right? But the way he sort of says, he says the lines twice, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before. It sort of seemed that the dauntingness of the task of him to reluctantly he's moving away from it. Probably, obviously, the BAU life, the responsibilities, he doesn't want to go back to it. Or he just wants to stay there and enjoy. Actually, it doesn't say whether he goes back, but the way it's presented, it seems that that's the choice he'll make. He'll not just stand there. So it's like the grind of the everyday life. He's not necessarily running away from it, but probably taking a moment of rest, or moments of rest. He's tired. He's saying miles to go before I sleep, miles to go. It's like, I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Maybe he wants a break in life. He just wants a break in life from whatever he's doing. But then he realizes that, no, I can't. I need to go back. I need to fulfill my promises. Now, what he does, we don't know. That was just about it. That was my analysis of the poem. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you found, how did you like this poem? And any other analysis, interpretation that you have, right? What is the parallel that you draw it to? Till then, Seekhiye with Prachi, Jaaniye with Prachi, Padhiye with Prachi, and live, learn, and explore. And the last thing, but not the least, like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.